Hi everyone. So today we are going to see Roman numerals. How to write Roman numerals, okay? So 1 is represented by I, 10 is represented by X, 5 is represented by V, 50 is represented by L, 100 is represented by C, 500 is represented by D, and 1000 is represented by M. So let's see how to represent a Roman numeral. Okay, suppose you have 1. So 1 can be represented as it is 1. Suppose you have 2, that is with I. Then 2. Then 2 eyes. Then 3. For 3, 3 eyes. For 4, you will not write 4 I because I should not be repeated more than 3 times. I can only repeat it 3 times. So for 4, you will write first 5. That is V. You will write first V, and onto the left hand side you will write 1. That means why you are writing this 1 onto the left hand side means it indicates that 5 minus 1, that is 4. Then 5 again represented by V. Then 6. When writing 6, you should write V and then I. This I indicates adding 1 to 5. V indicates 5, right? So I indicates 1. So I on the right hand side, it indicates that adding 1 to 5. Then 7. For writing 7, first we'll write V and then next 2 I's. Because 2 I will indicate 2. Then 8. V and 3 I's. Then 9. For 9, again the same thing. Out of 10, because 10 is represented by X, you are removing 1, right? So X, and on the left hand side you should write I. Whenever you want to remove 1 from 10, you should write that I on the left hand side. So I X, and then 10. For 10, directly X. And for 11, again X and 1 onto the right hand side. Then for 12, X and 2. For 13, X and 3. Then for 14, X. And you will write V over here, and in between you will write 1. It indicates that 10 plus 5 minus 1, because 1 is on the left hand side of V. 1 is on the left hand side of V. So in this way you can represent 14. Then 15. 10, that is 10 plus 5, that is X and V. Then 16, that is 10 plus 5 plus 1. So X, V and 1. 17. X, V and 2, right? So 2 you will represent it by I. Then 18. X, V and 3. 3 you will represent it by 3 I's, right? And then 19. So again 19 here. You cannot write 3 I's again back here. 4 I's. You cannot write 4 I's. So what you will do? You will write X. One more X here for 10. 10. And then 10 minus 1. For minus 1 you will write 1 here. That is I here. So X, I, X. Then for 20. Because it is 20, 2 tens, right? So X and X. Then 21. So 2 tens, right? And 1. So X, X and 1. 22. So 20 plus 2. So 2 tens and then 2. I. 2 I's. 2 is represented by 2 I's, right? And then 23. 2 X's and then 3 I's. For 24, 2 X's and then you will write 5 here and then you will write 1 here onto the left of V. Showing that you are removing 1 from 5. That is 20 plus 5 minus 1. That is 24. Then 25. 2 X's and then V. 26. 2 X's, V and 1. 27. 2 X's, V and 2. 28. 2 X's, V and 3. Then 29. 2 X's and X you will write here, and then you will write 1 over here in between. That is, you are showing that 30 minus 1. Or you are showing that 20 plus 10 minus 1. Then 30 you will write by 3x's because x can be repeated 3 times, right? So 30 3x's, x, and x, which is equals to 30. Then 31. 30 can be represented by 3x's and 1 can be represented by 1i. Then 32. 30 can be represented by 3x's and 2 can be represented by 2i. Then 33. 30 can be represented by 3x's and 3 can be represented by 3i's. Then 34. 34 can be represented by 30 and first you write 5, that is v, 30, v, and in between you should write I. It means 30 plus 5 minus 1 because I you are writing onto the left of v, right? And then for 35, 30, for 30 you are writing x, 3x's, and then for 5 you are writing v. Then 36 you are writing 3x's and then v and then 1, that is I. So 30 plus 5 plus 1, that is 36. Then for 37, 3x's and then v, and then for 2 you are writing 2i's. And then 38. For 38 you have to write 3x's and then you have to write v and then you have to write 3i's because I can be repeated 3 times. Then 39 you should write 3x's, then x you should write here and then you should write I here. It indicates that 30 plus 10 minus 1, that means 40 minus 1. Then 41, then 40. Okay, for 40 what you are doing, you will write L and x on the left hand side. It indicates that you are removing 10 from 50 because x is on the left hand side. Whenever x is on the left hand side, it indicates that you are removing 10 from 50. So XL will be 40. Then 41, XL and 1. XL is 40, right? So XL1 is 41. XLI is 41. Then XL 2 i's. Then XL 3 i's. Then XL 4. For 4 what you are writing? You are writing I and V. Then XL V for 45. Then for 46 XL V I. Then for 47 XL V 2 i's. Then for 48 XL V 3 i's. For 49 XL, and because it is 9, right? 40 plus 10 minus 1. Then for 50 you have to write L. Then for 51 you have to write L and I. Then for 52 you have to write L 2 i's. For 53 you have to write L 3 I. For 54 you have to write L V and you have to write I in between. Then for 55 you have to write L and V. For 56 you have to write L, V and I. Then for 57 you have to write L, V and 2 i's. For 58 you have to write L, V and 3 i's. Then for 59 what you will do? You have to write L and X and you have to remove 1 from it. That is, you have to write I in between L and X. That is 50 plus 10 minus 1. Then for 60 you will write L and X onto the right hand side. Right hand side means you are adding 10 to 50. Then 61 you have to write L and then X and then I. For 62 LX 2 i's. For 63 LX 3 i's. For 64 LX and then V you will write, and you will write I in between X and V, showing that out of 5 you are removing 1. That is 50 for L. For X it is 10. For V it is 5, and out of 5 you are removing 1. So you have written I over here. That is 50 plus 10 plus 5 minus 1. It means 64. 65. For 65 you will write L, X, V. That is 60. plus 5. Lx is for 60 and V is for 5. Then for 66, you will write L, X, V and 1. Then for 67, you will write L, X, V and 2 i's. For 68, you will write L, X, V and 3 i's. For 69, you will write L, X and X over here, and you will write I over here. For 70, you will write L, 2 x's. For 71, you will write L, 3 x's, 1. For 72, you will write L, 2 x's and then 2. Then for 73, you will write L, 2 x's and 3 i's. For 74, you will write L, 2 x's and V you will write here, and 1 you will write in the middle of X and V, showing that you are removing 1 out of 5. That is 70 plus 5 minus 1. Then for 75, you will write L, 2 x's and V. For 76, you will write L, 2 x's, V and 1. For 77, you will write L, 2 x's, V and 2i. For 78, you will write L, 2 x's, V and 3i. For 79, you will write L, 2 x's and you will write X over here, and you will write 1 over here in between, showing that you are removing 1 out of 70 plus 10. That is, out of 80, you are removing 1. That is 79. Then 80, L, 3 x's. 81, L, 3 x's, I. For 82, L, 3 x's, 2i. For 83, L, 3 x's, 3i. For 84, L, 3 x's, V you will write here, and then you will write 1 in between. Then for 85, L, 3 x's and V. For 86, L, 3 x's, V and then 1, I. For 87, L, 3 x's, V and 2i. Then for 88, L, 3 x's, V and 3i. Because I can be repeated 3 times, X can also be repeated 3 times. So we are writing this way. For 89, L, 3 x's and you will write X here, and you will just remove 1 from 10. That is, you will write I here in between. Then for 90, you will write XC. That is removing 10 from 100. C indicates 100, right? So that is 100 minus 10. Then XCI, 91. Because XC represents 90, XCI 91. So XCI. C represents 100 and X represents 10. So out of 100, you are removing 10 and you are adding 1 to it. Then 92. 90 plus 2. Then 93, 90 plus 3. Then 94, 90 plus 4. 90 plus 4. That is 90 plus 5 minus 1. Then for 95, XCV. For 96, XCVI. For 97, XCVII. For 98, XCVIII. For 99, XC1X. Then for 98, XCVIII. Then for 99, XC1X. Then for 100, C. So in this way, you can write the Roman numeral of any number by using X, C, L and I's. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.